Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the book recommendation tag. This was created by Steph Borer. I love her video so much. I've been watching Steph for so long now. I saw that she created this video a while back. I'll have it linked in the description below if you want to check it out. I thought this would be a fun tag to do. I'll also have the questions in the description, so feel free to follow along. Maybe leave me some comments with your answers as well. Let's just get started. First question is a book that you tell people is your favorite. And for this one, there's so many options. I have so many favorite reads. But I think the one it's just like my all-time favorite book is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is the first book in the Off-Campus series. This is a college new adult hockey romance, and I don't know, like I just love the main character. Just a great book to binge read in a day. So this is the book that if people ask me, even if it's out and about, what's your favorite book? It would be this one. Next question is a book that is your guilty pleasure. For this one, the book that I chose is a book that not necessarily I'm like embarrassed by, but it is a book that I don't just go around advertising that I read or recommend as often as I would like The Deal. And that one is Praise by Sarah Kate. If you read this book, then you know what I mean. This one is about the main character, Charlie, and she falls in love with her ex-boyfriend's dad. There's other things in play here, and again, if you read it, you know, but I would say this is like my guilty pleasure book. Next question is a book everyone loved, but you didn't. I mean, for this one, there were only like one or two options for me, to be completely honest, and the one that I chose was A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. So this is a dark academia read, and I believe it's about a school with people that have like powers or sorcerer. I have no idea, to be completely honest. I only got like few pages in and I just immediately noticed that it just wasn't for me. Who knows, maybe it was the time that I was reading it. It was just not a good time for me to pick it up. But I do know that my husband read it and he loves this series. He's in the last book of this series, so it was not for me, but definitely a good book in itself. Next question is a book that you read the fastest. For this one, I decided to go with this chunker right here, By a Thread by Lucy Score. I've read many books in one sitting, but the one I'm most proud of in reading the fastest in the span of like 1 or 2 days was definitely this one. And the reason I say that is because I'm married, I have a 10-month-old, and for you moms out there, it's not easy. It's not easy to just pick up a book and just sit down and read, even for like 10 minutes. So the fact that I was able to pick this one up and finish it in like a day or two was definitely an accomplishment that I'm proud of. I really enjoyed it. It was 5 stars for me. Next is a book that deserves most hype. There are many books out there that I do believe deserve a lot of hype. Books that are hyped up that maybe shouldn't be as hyped as they are. Everyone has their own opinions of that, but the one that I chose for this prompt is Throttled by Lauren Asher. This is one that I do see around the book community, but I do believe it deserves more hype than it has. And this one is a Formula One romance, and it is enemies to lovers, my brother's teammate. So I do believe that it deserves more hype overall. Then for the next question, I actually decided to skip it because I am not sure which books are going to become movie adaptations. So I just decided to skip that one. But let me know in the comments which books are going to be movies soon. I would love to know what's coming up and look forward to maybe some movies that are coming out. The one that I do believe is becoming a movie, unless I misheard or misread something, but it's the Tessa Bailey It Happened One Summer. I do think that book is being adapted. I don't know, I'm not sure, but definitely let me know what books are being adapted. Next is a book that you reread the most, and for this one, I'm going to use a repeat that I've already talked about, and that book is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Again, my all-time favorite book. I believe I've reread this book like 5 times already. and I usually read it every single year. It's kind of like rewatching like Vampire Diaries, or Friends rewatch, or rewatching Gilmore Girls in the fall time. So this is one of those where it's just like a tradition for me to just reread it at least once a year. Next question is a book from the genre you don't typically read. For this one, I decided to pick a mystery thriller, and that one is The Island by Natasha Preston. This is a YA mystery thriller book. It's about this influencers that get invited to this island. It's not what it seems. I will say this book has one of the craziest endings I've ever seen. At first I was upset by it, but then I just kept thinking about it, and I don't know, I love this book. I really enjoyed it. So earlier we were talking about books that are hyped up that maybe shouldn't be as hyped up as they were. But the next question is a book I think deserves all the hype. For that one, I chose, not surprise, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. It has been one of the most craziest hyped up books I've seen in the book community. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a book as hyped up as this one was. I definitely think it's worth the hype. So next question is a book you usually recommend when asked to give a recommendation. For that one, I don't have a book, but I would just say anything Tessa Bailey. She's one of my favorite authors, so whenever someone asks me like, hey, give me a book recommendation, I mean, it depends also like what they like to read. If they say they do enjoy romance or would like a romance recommendation, then I would give them like a Tessa Bailey book, whether it's It Happened One Summer, Hook, Line, and Sinker, Fix Her Up, Tools of Engagement. I usually just go with my favorite author, and Tessa Bailey is one of my favorite authors. So more often than not, I will give a Tessa Bailey recommendation. Next question is a book that has your favorite characters, and some of you might say this is cheating, but for me it's not. And the books that I'm gonna say are The Deal, The Mistake, and The Score. This is the off-campus universe, and I am missing one book. I'm not going to read that one. I've never read a series I've loved the characters more than I do with this one. And I do think all the characters are great. I want to say my favorite characters overall are Garrett and Hannah from The Deal, but also Dean and Allie from The Score. Next question is a book you wish you could live in, and for that one I went with It Happened One Summer. Love this book, by the way, 5 stars, love the characters. The setting for this one is a small town, so I've always wanted to live in like a small town, kind of like Gilmore Girls. It's just like a, I don't know, it's just like a coastal small town vibes. Has always been like my dream place to live, and hopefully I get to do that one day, but I chose small town vibes for that prompt. Next is a book you thought you would hate but ended up loving, and for that one I chose Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. The reason I thought I would hate this one, I mean, hate is a strong word, but maybe not like as much as I did, is because I've heard it reminded a lot of people of The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I was scared about the comparison, if I would like this one or not, because I hold The Deal to a high standard already. But I actually ended up loving it. I love the characters. I love the main male character. I don't know, I really enjoyed this book, and I didn't know I would like it as much as I did. Next is a book that made you cry. For this one, it was an easy peasy choice because I don't think I've ever had a book made me cry before, and this is going to be a repeat, but the only book that has ever made me cry was Fourth Wing. I've never shed tears for a book before, but this one got me, and if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. We finally got to the last question, and that one is a book you wish you could read for the first time. I actually chose 2 for this one, and those are The Piece That Fits and The Piece That Breaks by N.J. Gray. And the reason I chose those 2 is because I feel like I read them so fast. I didn't enjoy them as much as I would have in the moment, because I read The Piece That Fits first a while back, loved it. I think at the first time I read it, I gave it like 4 stars or something like that. But then I reread it because the second book, The Piece That Breaks, came out a few months ago. So I wanted to reread the first one to kind of bring all those memories back. And when I did that reread, I actually gave the book 5 stars, and I really enjoyed reading it again and the characters and the plot and just everything about it, and then going into the piece that breaks, I feel like it made me love the piece that breaks more. It goes through the band members. The first one is the lead singer, and then the second one is the guitarist. So we made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to follow me on all my socials. I'll leave them in the description below as well, and let me know the answers to these questions as well. I would love to know which book you choose from these prompts. I hope you'll have a great day, a great afternoon, and I'll see you next time.